Because I was frustrated as a man. I can't imagine a woman. I'm just saying, if you're a woman, you're for Hillary, you're for George Soros. It is so crazy. But speaking of Gloria Steinem, I remember hearing Rush Limbaugh when I was a senior in high school in like 1992 say Gloria Steinem in her new book admits that she was CIA and it was meant to break up the family and take control of things for social engineering. So I went home because I knew my mother I'd seen that book on the coffee table like a month before. And I picked it up and flipped to where Rush had said, and there it was. So I'd mentioned that many times over the years, and I would get emails, and the news would say, you can look this up. Jones claims the CIA ran the feminist movement. Yeah, they did stuff like almost no women smoke cigarettes. How do we get them to worldwide? Well, just say it's feminists that smoke cigarettes, Edward Bernays. We got articles on that. In fact, tomorrow I'll do more on this, but you guys pulled up some of the articles for me. There it is. The torches of freedom is what they called it. Go, right. Your husband won't let you smoke cigarettes. The point is, smoke one if you want. They just said, be a woman, be cool.
Torches of freedom. Because
they targeted women. Hitler did as well. And then the next thing was, Edward Bernays and all this other garbage about going after the family, breaking it up. And then Gloria Steinem and Mis magazine, the CIA, and ugly art, and break down the family. It's all there. So today I said, hey, Google her book. And Nico Acosta, our head producer, goes, no, look, this is 60 Minutes in the 60s. And so I was like, whoa, this just went up a little while ago. Here's part of it where she talks about the CIA and the foundations wanted to work with her. Again, it's not about empowering women. It's about making you totally poor, turning men into betas, and ending society. Here it is.
Gloria, at the festival, you worked for the Independent Research Service.
That's right.
Well, exactly when did your own association with the CIA start, and in what fashion? Did they come to you, or did you go to them?
In 1958, when I came home from India, I discussed with student leaders, past and present, many of them active with the National Student Association, this kind of small foundation to encourage Americans to go. They thought it was a good idea, too. I was then told by foundations and professors and friends that I should not do this, that I would get in trouble with the House Un-American Activities Committee, the American Legion, all of those.
We're still battling those.
50s people. And I became convinced that it was impossible. It was at that point that the student leaders said to me that they had in the past received funds for international programs from the CIA, and that they felt that this was important and could also be partly funded by the CIA.
All right, let's stop right there.
Did you feel it?
Mis magazine, the mainstream media, all of it, not to empower women, but to totally enslave women. And look at the statistics today. Illegitimacy, it's all collapsing. The illiteracy, it's all there. Lee Ann, it's crazy that this is in her book. And I can pull up the articles where they said it didn't exist. Now we have her on film.
Right. Yeah, I remember doing a big report about this and just cultural Marxism and where it really all started. And it wasn't about empowering women to get them in the workforce. It was about creating new tax income, new slave workers, breaking up the family. I mean, this is a whole big plan that, as we can see, Gloria Steinem has been a part of it for decades. And women just think that we are ripping away their rights, their freedom.
And they think making men, it's like we're in competition with men.
Right.
Men already are 40% of the college graduates. It's all, don't worry, men are gone. There's no men left. It's all over. Everything's wrecked. It was all literally, I have in Endgame 2.0, all the documents where they admit everything, the chemicals in the water to end men. It's really bad. Well,
here's the thing that's really infuriating to me is that women are always kind of at the front lines when there's any kind of a movement, civil rights, this and that. But who's going to speak up for them when they're obsolete? Because if you look at the cover of National Geographic magazine and it's like the gender revolution, they have a man, they have a transgender man, a bi-gender woman, a transgender woman, and then some other thing.
That's very astute what you just said. That's what you just said is so astute. In Charlotte Iserby's document she released as the head of the Department of Education. She was the #2 in it. And this is in the 80s. They say it's Brave New World, 1932. The plan is no gender, all test tubes. So, of course, they get women to go, oh, men are your enemy. You're the main target because women are the species. Everybody's a girl when they're first embryonic. Right. And then the genetics chooses to make a male to defend the women.
But you're just your heterosexual female woman, not represented at all on there. A woman who is just your typical woman who wants to love a man and start a family, and you're unnecessary. You're not a part of the gender revolution. I mean, to me, that is insane. Like, women fight on Twitter. They're like, don't talk about your period because not all women have vaginas. Like, I'm sorry, what? You're going to just... It's
all about an attack on the species. Obsolete. It's all about a shutdown of the species, Lee Ann.
Right.
I want to show a clip here because this is... Come back tomorrow. You promise for an hour?
I promise.
Because this is so huge. Again, I'm going to show you all... I have them all here. We printed them all up. This is all declassified. And I want to play a clip of one of our reporters there in D.C. yesterday at the Women's March. And there's dozens of hours of this with our 4 or 5 reporters that were there, including myself. And they would say, hey, Saudi Arabia is who really funds Hillary. And they would say, oh, no, Donald Trump's the one that got that funding. And then we kind of moved on. But the point is he got zero money from Saudi Arabia that literally enslaves women. And that's what's so crazy. They're bitching at the West that was about... The whole West is about worshiping the goddess. Let's just get down to brass tacks. The entire Magna Carta, Western government, the whole Renaissance is about empowering women. We're the place that empowered them, and now they're like there with Islamic Jihad wearing hoods on their heads saying, you're a white male or you're a Westerner, F you. So this is total victims worshiping their abusers. Here it is.
What do you think about countries like Saudi Arabia that totally oppress women and will stone them to death for, you know, having sex outside of marriage or for any little thing that they do? What do you think about that?
I think it's absolutely horrible. It's outrageous, and I think that all women deserve their human rights. That in every single country, within every single nation, we all deserve the same rights. We all deserve respect, and we all deserve to be treated exactly like men are treated. Maybe even we're not asking for special privileges. We're asking for the same privileges.
Did you guys support Hillary Clinton? Well, did you know that Hillary Clinton took millions of dollars from Saudi Arabia for her campaign?
She raised millions of dollars for her campaign, and compared to what Donald Trump raised, incomparable. He used the money that he raised to pay for a portrait in his home, which I think what Hillary Clinton did is amazing, and it's a shame.
All right, so these same women don't know she raised 50 times the corporate money Trump did, literally, that Saudi Arabia gave no money. They just say, oh, a portrait, oh, he had no crew, he had no audience, Saudi Arabia loves me. This is upside down world, Lee Ann.
It's absolutely flipped, inverted reality. We are dealing with people who are living in a dual reality, and we have to remember that. That's why it feels...
How do women look under Islam versus with Trump? Women are like on a pedestal with Trump. How are they with Islam?
Well, they're oppressed. Just by nature, you are the underclass. You can get stoned for being raped. You can get thrown in jail. If you're the victim of rape...
Oh, no, they do that. You get raped and you report it because rape is ubiquitous. You are killed.
And then you've shamed your family so they can, honor kill you.
Or acid on your face.
Right. I mean...
Yeah, what kind of dad kills their 10-year-old daughter because a bunch of thugs rape her? I'll go kill those people. I'm not going to kill my daughter.
Yeah, it's your fault. Because you didn't cover your hair or you let your ankles show in public. Or you went out to the grocery store by yourself without your male escort.
Look, let's just say it. Modern Islam, particularly, is about covering the sun that is women. It's all about just putting a bag over the most beautiful thing there is.
Well, women in the West have more rights than anyone. We're more free than any other country. Men have less rights than us, frankly. We have it great here. So the fact that you have all these women out there in just a total Wally world.
I'm not just saying this. Look at chivalry. It's all about women are on a pedestal.
Let me open the door for you. And yeah, someone will say, oh, well, that's because they assume that I'm just weaker. And I'm like, no, obviously I can open up a door, but I really appreciate it when a guy's like, here you go, woman. What
it says is men are ready to die for their families.
Exactly. And I mean, that to me is one of the reasons why
Instead, in Islamic countries, they use the women and children for bombs because they don't matter. Only men matter.
Exactly.
And it's a total inversion. It makes me sick.
Yeah. No, you're so right with that. And that's where what happened to the honor with honoring the fact that men would put their lives on the line for their family, but now it's that, oh, you're so pathetic, you can't even buy the right cereal at the grocery store. Oh, I'll do it myself.
Every show is about how dumb men are.
Right.
And we've been made pathetic. The average man that just doesn't know what to do. They're totally collapsing. It's sick. Lee Ann, great points. What an amazing broadcast.